Yo, what's good, people? How's it going? Raf here. Welcome back to another video. Thank you very much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. On today's episode, we have the AirTech Challenge 2 in its latest release. This is the Pixel or Pixel Court colorway, which is actually an original colorway from 1990. So I'm gonna do like I usually do all my videos, tell you a little bit about the history. I'm also gonna talk about Andre Agassi, the man himself. Go talk about the materials, my overall thoughts on the shoe, and we'll pretty much wrap it up from there. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So the AirTech Challenge line started in 1987 with the AirTech Challenge 1, and the AirTech Challenge 2 followed suit in 89, which these are, of course. And the line spanned from the 80s throughout the 90s and had some really heavy hitters, some cult classics that we still know and love today. And back when these released, they had two versions. They had the low tops and they had the 3/4, which these are, of course. They had the 3/4 because it's not quite a high top, it's not quite a low top. It's kind of like a Jordan 3, Jordan 4, it's right in the middle. So if you look at old school catalog pictures of the AirTech Challenge 2, you'll see that that's what the official name was. It had the 3/4 in the name. So a little bit of a fun fact, and the designer is Tinker Hatfield. So why did people like Andre Agassi so much, and why is his name attached to it? Because he basically shook up the whole tennis world upside down back in the 80s when he first got signed, because he was loud, he was extravagant, he had a big personality, and he always wore loud colors, which is completely the opposite of what tennis was at the time. It had the stereotype of being a rich man's sport, of being for stuck-up people and for snobs, basically. That's what the stereotype was. That's what I've read, that's what I've heard researching the video. And like I said, that was the complete opposite of what Andre Agassi was. If you look at old school pictures of him on the tennis court, he was always wearing loud colors, crazy hairstyles, long white tube socks with the acid wash denim. You know, it was crazy stuff. People hadn't seen that before. And the AirTech Challenge line was part of a bigger line of clothing called the Court Challenge from Nike. And that's basically what it was: loud prints and loud colors. You had polos, you had bandanas, you had everything in that collection, which perfectly represented its star athlete, Andre Agassi. So that's for the history. If you didn't know about Andre Agassi, now you know. He was the bad boy of tennis. That's basically what people knew him as back then, just because he bent the rules all the time. So without further ado, let's get into the build and the materials. So the materials, I gotta say, are really, really nice. I'm really happy with this retro. I mentioned it multiple times in different videos, but I really like what Nike is doing with its OG models and just trying to make them look and feel like the original product from back then. And you basically have, I'm pretty sure it's a mix of synthetics and real leather. You have synthetic, I'm guessing, right over here and on the swoosh, like on the blue panels, just because they feel a little bit more stiff and they just don't feel quite as nice and as plush as the rest of the shoe. But everything else feels great. You have, oh yeah, before I forget, you have two different colors. I feel like, I don't know if it's my eyes playing tricks on me, but I'm pretty sure they're two different colors. You have more of like an eggshell, really soft eggshell on the underlays, and the overlays are more of this stark white. As you can see, this is white, just like the panels right over here. It's really stark white, and this is more of like that muted eggshell color. Overall, really nice. If you're one that dislikes sail and off-white, I don't even think it's gonna bother you. I don't think you're gonna notice it at all, because I had to really look at it closely to even notice there was a difference. What might piss you off though, it's this and this. Personally, I feel like it adds a bit of depth and texture to the shoe instead of having a whole flat white all the way. That's just my preference though. Of course, whatever you like, that's fine with me. If you don't like them, don't buy them. You know me, I love them. I'm really happy to have them. It's my first time having an AirTech Challenge 2. I remember the first time I went to try on a pair. That was in 2019 when the Hot Lavas released for the last time before they changed the whole shape and everything in 2023 or 2024. I can't quite remember. And right over here, there was a really big hump, like around the arch support area of my foot. It was really uncomfortable. I have no idea what caused it. And it basically kept me from buying the shoe. other than the stiff ass materials and the clunky ass shape. So I never really touched an AirTech Challenge since until now, because I was just like, this shoe's just not for me. It just doesn't fit my foot right. And I'm really happy to say they finally fixed the problem, whatever it was, because I tried on 3 different sizes. So it can't just have been one specific shoe or one specific pair, because I tried on 3 different sizes. They all had the same problem, and I'm glad that they fixed it. They felt great. The midsole is like really, really soft. At least that's what it feels like on foot. It's not what it feels like when you squeeze into it, but they do feel good on foot, just to let you guys know. And also, go true to size. It's the perfect way to wear these. I wouldn't have them any other way, because look at that slant. That's just beautiful, man. Absolutely beautiful. They completely retooled these, because like I said before, the shape was really clunky, it was really awkward, and they had that really big like banana shape, and these are just really sleek. And wow, they look great, man. I can't wait to have them on feet with my long slouch socks and just make a really nice 80s sort of inspired outfit. And this is actually speaking of inspiring, this is what inspired the name of the colorway. These graphics right here sort of reminds me of the 80s video game, and they have sort of like this this textured feel to it. You can definitely feel them when you run your finger over them. I just hope that they won't like scratch off after a while. That's just my only concern. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. And really, my only complaint about this this specific shoe has really been just the glue marks. I had to fight with a glue mark right over here for like 10 minutes before the video, because it pissed me off so much. That just my OCD going off, you know. But apart from that, this is a great release. You have this really, really soft like cotton material right here, really true to the OG, just really soft. And you have this label right here, which actually, let me grab the other shoe because it's like unlaced. But you have 2 different kinds of labels on the AirTech Challenge 2. You have this kind of label with like this white thing right here, this white effect. And let's say like the Tart colorway, that's a good example. The ones that just came out before this with the blue and like the orange kind of vibe, it was just a clean tag, so you didn't have this part right here. So I guess it just depends what kind of colorway it is. And I gotta say, the red on this, it's I think it's crimson on the box. That's what it says. It's royal blue and crimson, but this really looks more of like an infrared from like 2014. If you've had the 2014 infrared 6s, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. This is pretty much what it looks like to me. Very vibrant, very bold. Personally, I'm in love with it. I like it a lot. It's even more vibrant on the bottom. This is just such a cool outsole, man. These just look great. Can't wait to wear them out, man. Absolutely beautiful. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Just an overall great release, and really excited to see what Nike has for us in the future, not just for this model but overall. I don't think I talked about this, the tech specs, but back in the day, I think the original tooling, basically what it had, it was a full-length air unit. I'm pretty sure this either has just the air bubble on the back, which is visible. I don't think it has anything in the front, but I'm not sure, because some people said it had a front air unit. So I don't know. I really don't know. If somebody wants to cut these in half, you're my guest. I definitely won't be doing that. But they're still very comfortable. That's one thing I noticed. First off, how comfortable they were just from walking in them for like 5 minutes around the house. And yeah, man, just an overall great release. I'm really happy to add these to the stash, because I keep on wanting to grow my OG collection, and every time I pick up a good OG release, it's just such a good feeling. And yeah, just an overall good release at 190 Canadian, which is what, 150 USD. I gotta say, this is a really, really good deal. You get good materials, you get good build quality, and these are definitely gonna turn heads, because these don't look like anything else out on the streets, in my opinion, at least. I feel like even people who aren't even into sneakers will fuck with these, seriously. So that's pretty much it, guys. Just the overall great release. I couldn't recommend them enough. Grab them while they're still here, because these are a quick strike, so stock is going to be a little bit more limited. The other releases aren't going for much on like the secondary market, but they have all sold out, maybe except for like the Hot Lavas, because like they're the quintessential AirTech Challenge 2. I think these are going for a bit more. but all the other colorways like the tarts, the racer pinks, and everything else, they all sold out, but they're not going for much. So just do your due diligence, put in your footwork, and you should still be able to get these, because last time I checked, like a few days ago, they still had a bunch of sizes, like not just the small size, but 10, 10 and a half, 11, 11 and a half, everything else. They had everything pretty much. So grab them while quantities last. So that's pretty much going to be it for me, guys. I'm really happy to have brought these to you guys. Just a good release overall. I think I've mentioned that 6 million fucking times already. Just a good release, and I couldn't recommend them enough. So if you like OGs, you like good materials, you like getting a bang for your buck, these are the shoe for you. So thank you very much for tuning in, guys. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye.